going on YouTube? Finally got that bow video for you guys, man. In-game bow builds, and I have every bow build in here. I got Dragon Piercer, I got heroic builds, I got regular builds just for people who just want to casually play. And I feel like no matter where you are, a beginner or you an expert, you can use all of these. I have got some of these builds from like Bilibili because I'm a speed runner, so sometimes I go on Bilibili and get builds from Japanese players because usually their builds are way better than Americans, because they get way better times than Americans if you just pay attention. But some of these builds are from Bilibili, so some of these are just strictly for speed running, but I'll break down and clarify which ones are so you know which ones to switch. And if you don't know me, I am Akuto, bro. I love the bow. Obviously, as you can see, my profile picture, my speed runs, and I'm loyal to the bow. Some people don't like the bow in this game, but I'm still a fan. I always did like the bow. I fell in love, and I'm not going to switch up just because it's different. I just adapt to it. So let's get it, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's go. All right, so basically first starting off, I'm gonna just give you all the overall builds. Overall builds are pretty much builds that anybody can use, and you know, and until you get a certain monster that you want to try something different on. The first class we starting with is I call it the adrenaline rush class. Let's say like any monster you know that you're using discern and dodge on a lot, which pretty much every monster you are, but some monsters you are doing it a lot more than others. I would say you're doing a lot more on like Raid Dow and Arkveld. This would be a really good class. The weakness at this point kind of make sure you get them all the critical hits that you want to get. The adrenaline rush gives you that extra, you know, boost on your discern and dodge and gives you that extra attack boost. Constitution is good for stamina because you know bow users need stamina. You can eat for black belt high and you wouldn't need as much physique jewels if you wanted to, but that's up to you. And we got an antivirus. Antivirus gives you a 10% affinity boost instead of 15. It's a mistranslation because some people with Japanese copies have 10% and we have 15%, but that doesn't make sense, so just keep that in mind. But for the next class, it's pretty much the same thing, but I just changed a few things around. For this class, I put Surge as the talisman or the charm, and I wanted to prioritize other things. I just switched some things around pretty much because I wanted to have burst on there, and I wanted to try to have coalescence to see if I would have got anything, you know, anything pretty much changed. Some of these classes I just switched up because I play differently than everybody else, and everybody else plays different. So one other thing too, you'll notice in the future, and you'll start to fight a monster and you'll just start to play around with your build. It's just going to happen always, so just take these builds with a grain of salt. Some of these are particularly like catered to my play style. Sometimes I feel like me as a player, I don't need constitution. Sometimes I feel like I don't need stamina shares. So you will see a lot of varying builds, and that's another thing I wanted to say is like just honestly, realistically, bro, like really make classes cater to you, because you can have the most optimal build, right? The most optimal build for somebody else, and it's not going to work for you specifically, because somebody will have a build that's basically catered to how they play. You know what I'm saying? So just take all these builds with a grain of salt, and yeah, let's move on to the next class. Like I was saying before, I tried this class out. It's a Counter-Strike class. Basically, Counter-Strike is where you get hit. You basically, anytime you get knocked back, they give you like a temporary boost of attack, right? And I wanted to experiment with this because in the future class, when I'm gonna show you Dragon Piercer, the attack boost you got from that, I noticed was huge and it really made a difference. So I wanted to try it alongside Adrenaline Rush, because Counter-Strike doesn't work how it says it works, like you have to get knocked back. Sometimes you don't even have to get knocked back. I feel like if you do a discerning dodge, or sometimes you'll armor through a hit or a discerning dodge, you'll still take damage but you'll armor through it. That counts as Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike is really good, and I feel like if you play bow and you're really a bow main, I feel like you should try this class, and I think it'll work out for you. I've actually got like pretty good times on Arkveld with this specifically because his hitbox is so big, so sometimes you'll just proc Counter-Strike and you won't even know how. And it really makes a difference. I think you should really try this class. It's unexpectedly good, so just give it a try. I think this is the last class for the overall build, and basically it's the same thing, but I prioritize burst. Now this class is really good. All these classes are really good, but this is so good just because you have level 5 stamina, you know, constitution, and level 3 stamina surge. And then you got antivirus, which gives you 10% affinity boost because of the glitch they made and the mistranslation. Remember that antivirus gives you a 10 boost infinity, not 15. They need to fix that. Hopefully they fix that in this next patch. But weakness exploit, always need that on a class. Some of these classes too, you can prioritize agitator, but I feel like some of these don't really need it. Agitator is good, but I don't think having it or like prioritizing it is going to make a difference. I know some people's gonna ask me that, but the burst skill is so good. That's why I really wanted to talk about burst. Is so good because it just procs all the time. Like, cause it works basically after the first hit. Like, you hit the monster 5 times, and we play bow, right? We shoot more than that in like one string of a combo, so you're always gonna have burst procced. So this is like the best, one of the best skills you can have. I try to make a class where it has burst and adrenaline rush so it could be equal, but having either, you know, level 5 burst is kind of the same of having like level 3 adrenaline and then level 3 burst. So this next class is for Arkveld. Now I did put a critical element on there, but I'm gonna just say right now, because right now in this current state of the game, critical element doesn't do it actually sucks as a skill. So critical element doesn't do anything, so don't worry about the critical element. I forgot to change this when I was in the class, but just like basically you don't have to put critical element. You could put a critical jewel, or you could put another expert, or you could put spread in the place of that. And this class is pretty good against Arkveld. I really destroyed him. This is like one of the variant classes I had when I first started the game, so I just wanted to add this on there for anybody who prioritize having a surge charm, because I know a lot of people just put the surge charm on because when you started the game you really didn't have any talesmen like that, or talesmen. So yeah, this class is kind of like for the person who just only has the surge charm basically, but this is a really good class. And yo, listen, anybody who actually respects my opinion about the bow, bro, listen to me right. I don't hear nobody else talking about this. The bandolier, what is it called? I don't know if I'm butchering it. The bandolier jewel is amazing, bro. It's amazing. It's an amazing goddamn skill. That shot, it basically gives you like an extra infinity and attack boost if you meet certain conditions. Basically from the 4th or 6th or 5th shot from your bow, if it hits, it's kind of just like a quick punch. It's just like a power up, a quick power up. That skill is so good. When, yo, listen to me, trust me, yo, trust me, bro. That skill is the difference between you having a good time and you having a bad time. I guarantee you, bro. Like, if you don't believe me, just test it out. Just put it in some of your builds. If you have room, test it out. All right, for my adrenaline junkies, for my sweats, for my tryhards, here goes a heroic build. This is pretty much all like a overall heroics build. You can use this with anybody. Like I said, Arturian weapons are the meta in this game, so try to get every Arturian weapon: ice, fire, dragon, you know, every element. Basically just try to get it, and pretty much you can use this for anybody. You can use this alongside element or raw. I'm gonna give you the raw build after this one, but this one for our overall build is pretty good. I use this on raid down and got a sub 3. I'm trying to actually record it and get it because my recordings be a little bit, you know, kind of off because this game is demanding, but so far it's pretty good, man. I actually got really good times with this class, and this is an overall class. Now I would say I feel like you should try to put counter strikes in some of these heroics class. I didn't really do this because I pre-recorded this video, but try to add some counter strikes in there to make it, you know, pop a little bit more. You'll do a lot more damage. For the mantle, you need to swap that out with corruption. I also forgot to do that. Evasion is good, but corruption is better in my opinion for heroics specifically. You're guaranteed to get under 3 minutes using this class if you're like an experienced speedrunner. Even if you're just a casual or you want to try this out, this is absolutely destroys them. Now you can play this class, you can either do a dragon piercer or you can just play regular. I'll just play regular and still destroy him. So this class right here is pretty good. In my Discord, I'm gonna update these heroic builds pretty much because I'm a heroics person myself. I love heroics. So if you are not in my Discord and you want to see updated versions of these builds once I update them before I make the video, just join my Discord because I will be updating these heroic builds because I am a heroics enthusiast. So yeah, do that. But this class actually just annihilates him, like like really bad. It's crazy. Now these are the Dragon Pierce classes. Now you're going to notice that majority of these classes you have the same armor on. I think the only armor changes that actually is pretty big is the you know, the Fogre helm for the Anjanath, the Guardian of Fogre Anjanath. But pretty much in this class you see what we have. Basically, you know, we're pretty much prioritizing the Agitator charm and or the Exploiter charm. If you want to, you can do the Exploiter or you can do the Agitator, but we want that Agitator level 5 and we want that counter strike. So because you're going to get knocked down a lot doing this Dragon Piercer cheese, you're going to get knocked down a lot. It's going to happen. But this class is pretty good. I'm not really a fan of doing spamming Dragon Piercer, but it is like meta in this game, so But hopefully we just get some changes to the bow, because I don't want to have to play like that 24/7. But it is pretty cool and fun at times to spam, but not all the time, but it's still pretty good. Now this one is Dragon Piercer / Raw / regular, so you can play this class. You can just spam Dragon Piercer if you want, or you can play regularly, which is I usually do. I just use this as like a Raw, but if you're in a situation where you kind of need to use a Dragon Piercer, it can be good for that too. But I play this class as like a Raw regular build. Pretty much just like a Raw build for me, but it's like also Dragon Piercer. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for all the classes. If I missed anything, I'm gonna try to put it in, like I'm gonna put a text to tell you where I messed up at, because I'm just working on like 3 videos right now. Not an excuse, but you know, hopefully the majority of those you understood where I was coming from. I know I didn't do a lot of explaining, but I'm not really the type to explain. I just show you the proof in the pudding for my runs. But other than that, I'm gonna get into the Artarian weapons and let's go, man. All right, so for the Artarian weapons, it's pretty simple. So you're gonna get your material. We only want rarity 8, right? So just go ahead and farm all the apex tempered monsters. Just farm the material. Make all of the elements, man. Make all of them. And you just want to go ahead and prioritize affinity when you're making them. So you're going to see either attack or affinity when you're making a weapon, but just go ahead and prioritize affinity. You can do 2 affinity and 1 attack, but I would just rather you just prioritize affinity over attack, in my opinion. Even though Raw is good and it's kind of better than element technically in this state of the game, but I would just prioritize infinity at the moment. So usually what I do is I do 3 infinities, and then once I'm upgrading the weapon, like enforcing it, because you can enforce a weapon, once you do that, you pretty much want to go for just Raw at that point, because you should be already maxing out your infinity based upon your other skills like your critical and your expert or whatever you already got. Your infinity should already damn near be maxed out. So the only thing is left is element or Raw, which is attack, which is like the upgrade. Now you can dismantle your weapons and keep going for element or Raw if you're maxed out in infinity if you want to, or you can just settle for what you get. It's up to you pretty much, but I kind of wanted just to explain that, just to tell you how the Artarian's weapons pretty much work. So when you first are getting an Artarian weapon, when you making it, go for infinity. When you enforcing it, go for Raw, basically, or element. Some of these weapons are already infused with element, especially if you already make the same element, which you're going to be doing anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're confused by this part anytime or anywhere you're confused, just let me know. Message me on my Discord, I'll explain it. But pretty much that's like the basics of it. Like that's basically the simple version of it. But like I said, try to make every Artarian weapon. Like I said before in the video earlier, the only pierce you're ever going to have is when you make your ice. Ice is going to be pierced no matter what, because these are like already just established what they're going to be if you make the same element. So you're either going to have close or power. Just remember that when you're making your weapon. So if you only have close, don't worry. It's still a good weapon, because close does a 40% more raw attack damage anyway than power coating. Power coating is only good for just being away, like farther back from the monster, and still be able to do some type of damage. So don't sleep on close coating. If you get it, it's still pretty good. You're just gonna have to fight a lot closer to the monster, which is okay. You just gotta adapt. That's it. But pretty much that's it. I'm just going to the conclusion of the video. If I missed some things, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect, but this is like pretty much all the weapons that I'm using, all the classes I'm using, and I've been getting pretty good classes. Of course, this is a new game, so if anything updates, I'll update y'all as well. But man, let's go ahead and go to the conclusion of the video. I really appreciate y'all looking at the video, man. Y'all are the best supporters ever. Like y'all fam. I don't even support it, I just call y'all family, bro. But basically, man, we all family here, and I really do appreciate all the support, man. I hope y'all really enjoying the game. Everything not about try hard, but to me it is. And some people just casual players, but I'm obviously a try hard, so I had to throw some certain builds in there. But pretty much these builds are like for anybody, man. Like any casual can use them and still have a good time playing this game. Game's good. How y'all like the bow? I really like hearing everybody's opinion about the bow. Some people hate it, absolutely hate it. Some people love it, man. Let me know in the comments. I'm cool with it. I don't really have a problem with it. I'll go into further details in a different video, but other than that, I'm okay with it. But yeah, man, I really appreciate y'all looking at the video. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.